Alright, hello, and today we're talking about country chords. And being a bassist, you're probably thinking, I'm a bassist, I don't need to know chords. But you ask a successful bassist and you might find out otherwise, because knowing the notes of those chords is imperative to creating awesome bass lines. So you definitely want to know the chord tones so you can target those, and that's what helps move the music around, or those target notes, and they're in each chord that passes by. Now today, that's what you're going to learn. You're going to learn this traditional country chords and how to find the notes of the country chords and how to use those notes to create awesome bass lines that move those chords around and help the song out like you should be doing as a bassist. So if you don't know me by now, I'm Donald with the bass instructor of the How to Play Bass online course at iwannaplaybass.com. Jump over there, subscribe. I've got a giveaway coming up here in October 31st. So jump in, enter, get involved in that so you get a chance at winning the compression pedal there. And subscribe here as well. Hit that bell notification, get in the loop, and don't miss a beat. I've got a lot of bass guitar tips, bass guitar gear reviews, and stuff like that goes on here. So definitely do that while you're there as well. Now let's get back into it. Today we're going to cover the major chords, because in traditional country music, that's mainly what they use. They're all major chords, and it's the 1, 4, 5 of the major scale. And that's what we're going to talk about today, and we'll just use the C major scale. And if you haven't seen the video, the Nashville number system, I'll leave it in a card up here. Click on that and check that out. I dig down into the Nashville number system and how it works, and I'll be using the terminology from the Nashville number system. So, and it's basically just terminology that you're going to use whenever you go anywhere, any rehearsal or anything. It's just a way to communicate, and that's why it's there. So you can communicate things, you can break things down and make it more workable for everybody. It just simplifies it. So check that video out and you'll get some details on that. But that's what we're going to talk about today. So basically we're going to talk about major chords, okay? And we're going to talk about how to form the chords and the notes of those chords. So the first one, we're going to be in the key of C, and just basically in a major scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, okay? The C is going to be, just ignore the octave. It's the octave, so we won't repeat the C, okay? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Each degree of that scale has a number. Now, that's just an Arabic number, and that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So when I say 1, 3, 5, I'll be talking about those exact notes in that position. So we're in C. So C's 1, the tonic or the root. 3, it's got several different names. When you're in that major, that's the key. C is the root note up there. If we were in G, G would be the root. So in this particular instance, C major scale, the C is the tonic, the root, or the one, okay? And D is the 2. E is a 3, and then so on. F, G, A, B, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. So on a major, when we see a major chord, we're just seeing 3 parts. It's a triad, and it's just a 3-part chord. There's 3 notes in that chord, and it's just a triad. Now when you see a C major triad or C major chord, you're just going to see C. You're going to think C, E, G. You're going to think 1, 3, 5. Every time it's going to be the 1, 3, and 5 on a major triad. And that is also, and it can be in minor also, but that third is a major third. And now this is how a major chord is built. It's stacked thirds. All of these triads every chord is a stacked third. So you've got almost every chord. The major sevens, something like that, they're stacked chords. You see major ninths and stuff like that. It changes up, but we've got their stacked thirds. So you've got, and now in a major chord, you have C. You've got the next interval is a third, a major third, and then the next interval after that third is your fifth, which is a minor third from that 3. So the 1 to the 3 is a major third interval, and the 3 to the 5 is a minor third interval, okay? So that's how a major triad will always be made up that way. The first interval is a major third, the second interval is a minor third, okay? And the interval from the root to the 5 is a perfect fifth. That will always be, that 5 will always be, unless noted sharp 5 or flat 5, it's a perfect fifth, okay? So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is a major chord. That's a major triad, major chord, same thing. A triad and a major chord, same thing. Now if you see a major seventh chord, it's no longer a triad, it becomes a 4-part chord. But we won't get into that. We're talking about country. Talking about country chords, so the basics that are just triads. There's not a lot of seventh chords. Every now and then you get in the blues, you'll get dominant seventh chords, but for the most part they're just major or minor chords. But most of your traditional country music is just the major chords, the 1, 4, and the 5. I just did G, but 1, 4, and the 5. Okay, that's basically your standard traditional country music is the 1, 4, and the 5. Now if you check that, if you have checked out that Nashville number systems video, you'll know when I'm saying 1, 4, and the 5, those are still degrees, but when we're talking about a chord, it's going to be written as a Roman numeral, okay? So this is going to be a 1, a Roman numeral 1, 4 is going to be a Roman numeral 4, and the 5 is going to be a Roman numeral 5. When you see the Roman numeral, you know that that's a chord. They are talking about a chord, not just the note. So just a little tidbit there. So we've got, so now we know in a major scale, we've got the 1, 3, and 5. That's how we're going to build this major chord every time. 1, 3, and 5. Even on the, when you go to the F, it's going to be the same idea. It's going to be 1, 3, and 5. It's a major chord. It's always going to be the 1, 3, and 5. So the chord is F, but we're thinking, now we're just thinking is that's the tonic and the major third interval and the minor third interval, okay? So it just changed. We're still in the key of C. We won't leave the key of C because for that reason, but you can look at those major chords as building it the same way, a major third interval and a minor third interval, and you will stay in the key of C. So that's how you build these chords, and that's how you know when you see a C major chord, you're going to know. And you want to memorize these as you go. You want to know that every C major chord is going to have a C, E, and G in it. Always. No ifs, ands, or buts. It's always going to have a C, E, and G in it. So that's what we're going to go with those chords right there. C, E, and G. And F is always going to have F, A, and C. And G is always going to be G, B, and D. Always, no matter what. So a way to voice these chords, a standard voicing is right here, right there. This is our C. Now I've got to go up here, just it's easier to voice up here. C, I mean I can voice it down here just as you get lower, it gets a little muddier. You got the open G, you've got your fretted the second finger there on the E, third finger on the C. That's voicing there. And then you move it up here, you'll see this standard pattern right here is it, let me step back, sorry about that. So you've got C, E, and G. That's a standard pattern. That is what you're going to see when you see a major chord that puts the C in the root and the bass note, which is way should be. The E is the third and the G is the 5. Now you can invert that to make, you can put the E in the bass and right here, E in the bass, and you've got your G and your C, okay? That's a first inversion. Then you can put your G in the bass, which would be G, and then you've got C here, and you've got E. That's still a C major chord. It's just inverted. Now you have your root, your bass note is E, G, E, or G in the inversions. Typically, standard is the C's in the bass, but the first inversion, the E can be in the bass, and the G can be in the bass. So knowing that, it helps you target these a little better. You can see that pattern, and you can get to you can walk around in your country bass line a lot easier. You can use those target notes, and they really give that, in that moment, a lot of color in your bass line. So it helps you get that, and that's why the 1, 4, 5 work so well together, because of those chord tones in there. Those chords, that E is pushing you to that F, to want you to play the 4 chord, and then the F A, the A can push you kind of around to the G chord. Okay, so that's how they work, and kind of they move melodically into one another. So that's why they work so well together, and that's why they're used so often, because it's just so pleasing to our ear as we've grown up listening to this, that it's just becomes natural. And that's why now, if we were raised listened to it in different ways or different ideas, then that would sound natural. But for years it's been this way, and now through music theory, as theory is, it's just a theory. It's not, not written in stone. Anything's allowed to be done, but the music theory just helps you communicate with other musicians on ideas and what you want to accomplish at the same time. So that's basically what it is. So I've got a quick bass line here. I think I've covered everything. If I didn't, if you got any questions, leave a comment down below. Let me know, and I'll be glad. I respond to all the interaction. I love the interaction. I respond to all the comments down below. So I've got a little country bass line here, and using those chord tones and those inversions that we just talked about, that'll lead you right around. So we're just going to go up. We're in C again, just like I said, C the whole time. So we're in C. So that's our first inversion, and then that leads us, E leads us right into the F. Now this right here, we'll use the very first, the standard voicing on the F, and then now we're in the G, and we're getting ready to do the first inversion. Then the second go around, we're going to use a second inversion. And then we're just going to use the C here. Just use that inversion, okay? Alright, so that's really it. That's how you use chords, and that's why bassists need to know chords, because of that. So we put it all together, and we've got this. Alright, so see how they can work in a nice, gives you a nice country bass line, and it's easier to do. Those patterns are there in any key, and it's the same thing. It just goes all throughout the same thing. So you can put that anywhere. You just know that you've got your D major chord, your C major, any major chord. These are your patterns, your first inversion, your standard right there, first inversion, second inversion right there. So I hope you liked it. If you did, hit that like button. Help me help you. And I'll catch you all on the flip-flop in the next video. We're going to cover minor chords and country chords, okay? So it'll be fun. All right. Bye now.